Okay, guys, we are here. We are back. We are back with like my favorite thing ever. And if you can't notice, I'm still buffering a little bit. My plan was to not record anymore. Please be happy until I got my new computer, which I don't know if that's ever arriving. But it took so long that I decided, hey, I don't want to keep waiting. So you'll just have to handle me kind of moving at like a lower frame rate because my face cam, takes a little bit extra. It takes a little bit extra. Hence, again, why I was waiting so long to get back to this, because I'm like, I don't want to like risk anything like breaking apart, So yeah, we are here. I don't exactly remember. I believe what happened last time was. Oh, sorry, wait, are we even at the right thing? Hang on, load. June 8th. Oh, June 21st. We're on this one. Yeah, I instantly recognized, like, no, this is not right. Because last thing, I remember that we went to the museum and we talked to that one girl who was also. But yeah, we did that and she was like, you're like a disappointment to all of your kind. And we were like, I just like my girls. My girlfriends are like my favorite people. And then she's like, weak, you're being their pet. And I was like, no, you can accomplish anything with the power of friendship, Just like that. That was a great Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged voice, I think. But yeah, with that all being said, let's get into it. I'm so excited to be back. I'm so excited to be back. I love this. I'm going to try and not move too drastically at all. I know that's going to be hard for me. But yeah, we're going to try a little bit. Because it's been like 2 months since I've recorded this, and that makes me genuinely so sad. Especially because like I started following another streamer who also streams this game and loves it and all that junk. And I was like, oh, I want to watch other people play this and go through it too because I love it so much. But I can't until I finish it, Also, I can get a little Miho plush put on my head, but I can't. I don't want to risk it like destroying my computer, man, So I just don't want to risk adding any accessories to myself right now. So, anyways, yeah, now let's jump into it. Yesterday's events, both the good and the bad, linger in my mind. While I perform my usual routine of tossing and turning in bed before I get up, now that the shock's worn off, I feel a little better about what's happened. I wonder if I'll have forgotten all about the other Gumiho, right, Gumiho, by the end of today. In fact, now that I think about it, it's possible I had met other Gumiho before and just forgot about them. Everyone forgets meeting me, so maybe it works in reverse too. Rather than dwell on the idea, I choose to ignore it. There's no way to know, I just drive myself crazy wondering. Instead, I keep myself busy by making myself more presentable for work. Heading into the bathroom, I clean myself up by using the soaps and shampoos. I don't like this. There's no music right now, and it's feeling very ominous. Are we about to walk downstairs and like she's going to be down there and like murdering Juliet and Aspen or something? Dude, it literally, if anything happens to either of them, I will cry. I can't handle something happening to either of them. I clean myself up. She given to me by Juliet. I clean myself up using the soaps and shampoos given to me by Juliet. She's helped me so much ever since I started working here. Looking into the mirror for one final check before I head downstairs for breakfast, I can't help but think of what the other Gumiho said. How I've domesticated myself. My spotless face looks back at me, framed by fluffy and pampered hair. I can't deny that I've let myself be spoiled by others, content to just go along for the ride.
Snap out of it, Miho.
Yeah, snap out of it. Let them love you. I lightly pat my face like I've seen Aspen do sometimes when she's getting ready to start for her own job. I'm not sure what it's supposed to accomplish, but it makes me feel a little more confident. I've heard that too. I wonder if there's actual like science behind it. Heading downstairs, I'm treated to the familiar scent of fresh cut fruit and frying eggs, as well as the pleasant sound of Aspen and Juliet chatting about books. When I enter the kitchen, I'm greeted with two smiles. Ah, see, how could you resist that? Come on.
Morning, Miho.
Is it being greeted by two smiles the best? Why would you count that as a bad thing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Breakfast will be ready soon.
Cool.
I slide in my usual spot at the table and grab some apple slices, munching on those while waiting for the other two to go back to their conversation. Instead, both of them look at me expectantly.
So, how'd it go? The museum? Of course. What else?
Was everything all right? When I didn't hear from you last night, I was fearing the worst.
Oh, nah. It was fine. They even had what I was looking for. There were some more scrolls by my person.
There's a loud clatter as Aspen drops her fork in surprise. Even Juliet's eyes go wide with genuine shock.
There were?
Are you sure it was them? Yep, definitely. I'd recognize that style anywhere. I learned a lot about them. Their name is Chongyin, and they're a scholar. I don't know what they study, though.
I hate
The
this.
museum
I hate
person
this so
didn't
much.
say.
The moment she gets it revealed, like that they're dead and that she'll never find them, oh gosh, that's gonna crush me. For a long moment, there's silence other than the sound of eggs sizzling in the pan. Both of my friends just stare at me, dumbstruck.
What? What are those?
I'm not
looks
ready.
for?
I'm not emotionally prepared for this. That was what? I didn't mean to put my hood on. That was a genuine accident. Hey, there we go. I'm so bad at being a YouTuber.
You seem awfully calm.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed you must not have found anything, or you'd have been back immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, there was some other stuff that happened too.
Oh, did I not
I'll
realize?
tell you about it some other time.
I guess they're not gonna bring it up. I guess we're okay for right now. We're okay for right now. Okay. It's tempting to tell them about the Gumiho, if only because I know they'd reassure me about everything she said. But that's why I can't tell them. Not yet. In a way, I'd just be proving her right.
Well, all right.
We'll be here whenever you need us.
Thanks. Is breakfast ready?
Yes, just now. Here you go.
Oh, Juliet sounds off. Why is she sounding off right now? Juliet fills her plates and takes her seat, and we all dig in. It's a quieter meal than usual, with only the sounds of chewing and silverware scraping against the dishes. I feel like Aspen and Juliet are having a conversation in their silence. Of course they'd expect more from me. I'd expect more from me too. And right after leaving the museum, I was that excited. I am still excited, of course. It's just been tempered a little. I still plan to talk to Aspen and Juliet to help me get in touch with Jiangyin, but I want to wait until I can do that with a clear head. Once everyone's finished eating, I gather up the dirty dishes and take them to the sink, while Juliet washes the pan and Aspen wipes down the table. Another routine morning.
I'll see you two later. Thanks for breakfast.
My pleasure, as
Oh,
always.
I didn't mean to click.
Bye.
I'm so glad it still finished her little talk, because I did not mean to click that. With that, Aspen politely takes her leave and heads out the door. Juliet and I then go into the library, ready to start the day. Or end it, in her case. I head to my spot behind the front desk and begin getting everything ready. The checkout sheets, my pens and pencils, my study materials, and so on.
Are you all set, Miho?
Yep, I've got everything I need.
I click. Game? I had to click like 5 times.
Well,
I don't want to blame it just because I am causing everything to lag right now by overextending my computer a little bit, but you know, that's fine.
I'll leave you to it then. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You too. Sleep well.
Oh, they're both so worried about me. From the way Juliet lingers halfway between me and the stairs, I can tell she wants to say or ask something. She thinks better of it, simply giving me a smile before heading up to her room. I whistle while I throw open the curtains and unlock the door. By the time I've returned to the counter, ready for the first patrons to arrive, I even manage a light melody. I wasn't sure what she was trying to say there. I've been practicing my whistling a lot lately, as a way to spend time while alone. Aspen tried to show me how, but she's not very good at it either. I'm pretty sure I'm already better than she is. The sound of it reminds me of the birds back in my home forest. Before long, patrons start to arrive, and I soon have a list of things to do. Books to check in and out, books to return, books to search for. It keeps me good and busy. The hours pass by in blissful normalness, and I don't have a single thing to complain about. Nice. I guess we can... Wait, no, I wanted to save. I just want to save here. Yes. Return. We have Cuba Street, Botanical Garden, Bell House Cafe. We could just go visit Juliet Aspen at work. Would that be weird? Or we could go here. I just don't... There's, like, not a lot of hints as to what these do, so we can just head here, I guess. I noticed from the pictures all around the cafe that they're advertising some kind of new drink that has bananas and chocolate in it. Feeling a little burned down on my usual, I decided to be adventurous. Can I get, that one? I point at one of the advertising pictures by the counter. Oh, the Banana Slamma, frappe Arama? Gosh darn it, coffee. That sounds like a genuine name. The employee grimaces a little while she says it, as embarrassed to have even uttered it at all, she quickly adds. The name is a work in progress. Aspen asked me what I wanted to name a new frappe. And it was on the spot, and it was all I could think of on the spot. I'm really sorry. I don't know what apologizing to me will do. I just kind of smile and shrug, handing her my money. Needless to say, the next time I visit the Bell House, all the signs for the new drink are mysteriously gone. That's fun. Alright, I gotta do one more thing, don't I? Don't talk. Game. Game, please. Oh, I guess I don't. There's no music here either. It's, I don't know. It's a rainy Thursday morning, and the library is as dead as ever. As I've ever seen it. Is as dead as I've ever seen it. Aspen didn't come by this morning, simply because she didn't want to get soaked. Well, we'll see each other later instead. The only patrons are here. Literally every single time she mentions that one of them isn't, like, here immediately, I'm like, oh gosh, we gotta go see her, we gotta go see him, because so then they don't forget who we are. Oh no, I don't want to lose everything we've had. The only patrons here are the ones who don't mind the weather, so I have to make sure they don't drip on any of the books. Before she went to bed for the day, Juliet left a bundle of towers near the door for anyone who needs one. At least it makes my work easier, and the slow day means I have extra time to study. I'm able to remember most of the letters by now, and even read a few words. I haven't told Juliet or Aspen about my progress, because I want to surprise them with it later. She's so cute. Oh, I love her. After an hour or so, I set aside my pencil and gaze out the window with my chin resting on my palm.
Huh. It stopped.
It's still cloudy outside, but the worst of the rain seems to be over. I get up and walk to the window, looking around at the soggy view. I leap backwards in surprise as something suddenly splats against the glass in front of me.
Whoa!
Ew. Whoa. At first it looks like a puddle of water that's stuck to the window, but then it starts to wiggle? Oh, gross. I stare in confusion as a pitiful-looking face forms in its middle, then frowns at me. Suddenly it hits me what I'm looking at. This must be a water elemental. I've never seen one for myself before now. They usually hang out in rivers or lakes, but I've heard they'll sometimes come out onto dry land when it's rainy. That must be what they did. That's what this one did. Now that it stopped raining, though.
No, you could dry up.
Just like a fire elemental can die if its flame goes out, a water elemental like this could be in trouble if it doesn't stay wet. The weather might still be damp, but the sun is starting to poke through the clouds.
Okay. Wait right there. I'll go find something.
I don't know if it can understand me or even hear me at all, but I wave at the window and I hold up one finger to try and show that I'll be right back. After a quick peek to make sure there's no patrons waiting, I hurry to the kitchen and dig through the cabinets, hoping to find a pot or something that's big enough. The biggest one Juliet has is the one that she uses to make pasta, and even that might be too small. Plus, I'm not sure that she'd want the taste of water elemental to be there every time she tries to make spaghetti. I'm pretty sure she'd rather you save the water elemental than worry about that. We can get a new pan, alright? I could just wake Juliet up and ask her, but I should really try to solve this by myself before bothering her. Instead, I start hunting through the other rooms for something that might help. There's nothing in the bathroom nor in the library area. When I check the dining room a second time, however, I notice a big bowl on top of a shelf I hadn't seen before.
Perfect.
I have to stand on one of the chairs to reach it, but I grab the bowl and fill it half full with tap water before hurrying back to the window. The elemental is still stuck there, like a very sad bumper sticker. It already looks a little smaller, but it ripples with excitement when it sees me, its frown shifting into a watery smile. I head out the front door and skip around to the window, squelching through the wet glass as I go.
Here you go. Come on.
Oh, this is a little lovely thing in the background. Holding the bowl up to the window, I gently brush the elemental in. To my surprise, it doesn't feel like touching regular water. Instead, it's thicker and a bit sticky. Oh, it's thick water? Oh, I hate that. Let it die. That's a joke, but sort of. Like jelly. The elemental starts to slide into the bowl and bubbles, which I hope is a good sign. It doesn't mix with the water in the bowl, but instead kind of hovers, with water both above and below it. When it gets itself fully into the bowl, it almost fills it up. The water sloshes over the edge onto my hands, leaving the bowl almost dry except for the elemental itself. The bubbles stop and an uncertain looking face peers at me from the bottom.
Alright. Let's get you inside.
Just put him in a
and figure
bathtub.
something else out.
I hold the bowl as steady as I can and try not to spill anymore as I go back into the library. Just like the guests at the library, I have to make sure none of the books get any books wet. There's an empty side table near one of the reading chairs, so I set the bowl down there. The elemental seems fine for now, but it looks worried again. It reminds me a lot of Aspen.
I'm not sure what else to try.
I rack my brain trying to figure something I might have missed in the bathroom or kitchen.
Wait!
The bathroom!
That bathroom! That's it!
Kneeling down in front of the bowl, I try to reassure the elemental, which is doing its best to stay absolutely still and not slosh.
Okay, don't go anywhere.
I can't. I can't go anywhere.
If you even can.
No, I can't. Running to the bathroom, I plug up the bath and set the faucet to max.
This ought to work for a bit.
Leaving the water running, I go back and retrieve the bowled elemental. This time, I end up spilling more of the water, but luckily it only hits the ground. The tub is about half full by the time we get back, which should be perfect. I turn off the faucet and carefully pour the elemental in.
How's that?
There's a stream of excited bubbles.
Cool. Sit tight, and I'll find something we can use to get you back to the river.
More bubbles. Quickly, but not in as big of a rush as before, I go to resume my search on the second floor. Because this place is so big, there are still a few rooms that I've never seen. I'm pretty sure Juliet wouldn't mind me going in since I'm trying to help someone out. The first room that I try is a closet, filled with towels and bed sheets and laundry stuff. The room after that is locked.
That's
Wait,
weird.
didn't she have like a secret room or something? I remember that being a thing. I try the knob again in case it was just stuck.
Nope, definitely locked.
I wonder what's in there. I've never paid much attention to that door before since it's so far from my room. I drop to all fours to try and see under the door, but it's too narrow to see anything. Another nearby door isn't locked, and even better, is in a closet. Aside from the doorway, which isn't particularly bright, it's pitch black when I step inside. I flick on the light switch, but the bulb fizzles and dies right away. It only takes a moment for my eyes to adjust to the darkness, and what had just been dark smudges turns out to be a bunch of boxes and assorted junk, a storage room. I feel like we've done this already. Have we not already done this? What am I thinking of right now? The whole place is covered in dust. I guess Juliet doesn't come in here either. Peeking into one of the boxes, it's filled with old kids' toys like dolls and stuffed animals. Another one has some folded up clothes. Just as I'm about to give up and try another room, a half-covered object in the corner catches my eye. A heavy blanket is draped over a glass box, which is full of more random junk. I haul it all out and remove the blanket, smiling at my find. It's a big fish tank, just like the ones I saw at the museum.
Score!
After turning it over to shake out as much of the dust and debris as I can, I triumphantly take the tank to the kitchen sink to rinse it out before hauling it to the bathroom.
Look what I found.
When I set the tank on the edge of the tub, the elemental floats up to the top of the bath and ripples. It takes some maneuvering to hold the tank under the faucet, but eventually I'm able to figure it out and fill it up. Then I use the bowl from before to scoop the elemental and dump it into the tank.
Perfect, right?
More ripples and bubbles.
Okay, let's get you to the river.
I wrap my arms around the fish tank and lift. And nearly tear my arms off.
That's...
Yeah, maybe don't fill it all the way up, just fill up like the bottom a little bit. I didn't notice when I was getting the tank set up, but with all that water in it, it weighs a ton. It's way too heavy for me to carry to the front door, much less all the way to the river.
This could be a problem.
It had seemed so perfect, so lucky. Even after dumping out some of the water, I still can't carry it. Sitting down on the tile floor, I sigh. The elemental floats dejectedly.
Miho? What's going on? I heard the sinks and bathtub running.
Juliet is standing in the doorway as I look up, wearing a look of concern on her face. Wait, why is she concerned about the bathtub running? Does Miho not take baths? I mean, I guess she is like, oh, it like wakes her up and then she's like, wait, Miho's supposed to be working right now. Why is she taking a bath, that weirdo?
It was raining earlier, right? Well, there was this water elemental on the window. I tried to bring it inside so it wouldn't dry up while I worked out how to get it back to the river, but now I can't carry this huge fish tank that I found.
A fish tank? Where'd that come from?
Oh?
It was in one of the storage rooms, along with a bunch of kids' stuff. I'm guessing they came from the library's children's
I wasn't expecting
section.
there to be a fish tank arc. Juliet purses her lips, and I feel my heartbeat start to quicken, like it always does when I'm in trouble.
Sorry if you didn't want me to go in there. I didn't know what that room was or what I was even looking for until I found the tank.
Oh, she sounds so scared. She's so cute.
I didn't look inside the locked room though.
Oh my, the voice acting in this game is superb through and through. Everyone does such a great job. I know, dude, I miss just complimenting this game because I just love everything about it. Juliet's frowns deepens, but it doesn't look like she's angry. More like she's sad.
No need to apologize. You've done nothing wrong.
Although what? I wait for her to finish her sentence, but it doesn't happen.
Although...
Don't leave us hanging!
Never mind. It's nothing. Let's focus on helping our friend here first.
She reaches into the tank and scoops a handful of water before dipping it back onto the floating elemental. The creature seems to enjoy it, as far as I can tell.
Any ideas?
An idea comes to mind after you mentioned that storage room. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I sit back and relax as Juliet departs. I'm glad she didn't get upset after all, but something was definitely bugging her. I wonder what it was. After a couple minutes, I pick up the sound of something rolling down the stairs. I stand up and poke my head out the door and spot Juliet pulling a red wagon behind. Hey, nice! Behind her. It has a rope handle and isn't very large, but should have more than enough space for the tank.
Whoa, you're a genius!
With
With a smile, Juliet parks the wagon next to the bathtub.
As I said, you were the one who gave me the idea. Would you mind helping me lift it onto the wagon?
Sure.
We each take one end carefully move the tank. Juliet also brought a number of tight straps to help keep it in place. Once it's all set up, the elemental is safe and secure. I kneel down to get my face level with the glass.
How do you like that?
This time, the elemental shifts into the biggest grin I've ever seen.
Looks like we've got a winner.
Wonderful. If I watch the library, would you mind taking it back home? You're welcome to borrow an umbrella.
No problem. Be back soon.
This is gonna sound so weird. I've never noticed like Miho's like little tassel thing. I'll point it out later. Oh, when she pops back up. Taking that towel and umbrella for myself from the front door, I lead the elemental outside and onto the path. It's cloudy out and more gray than blue, but at least it's not raining right now. Still, I don't want to waste any time.
Is anywhere in the river okay?
The elemental bobs up and down.
I know just the place then.
The muddy path slows down the wagon a bit, but it isn't too bad. When we go downhill, I have to be careful not to let it get out of control, but other than that, it's pretty easy. From the bottom of the hill, it's not too far to spot what I had to the spot I had in mind. I noticed a small abandoned ramp into the river. Way back when I was still living in the woods, I noticed a small abandoned ramp way back when I was still living in the woods. Haha, I can talk. But it wasn't useful to me then.
Don't know why anyone built this place, but it sure worked out for me.
Kneeling near the bottom of the ramp, I wrapped the wagon's rope around my wrist to keep it from rolling away, then undo the straps on the tank. With both hands, I gently tilt the tank onto its side. The water and elementals spill out, flowing down the dirty concrete and into the river. The water begins to churn immediately, bubbling as if something huge is coming to the surface. A rushing sound echoes around the empty area before a turn of water suddenly shoots upward like a fountain, arcing clear over me. Oh, that's so pretty. As I look up to see I see the elemental shimmering within the water, catching the light from the sun. For one brief moment, the most beautiful, vivid rainbow I've ever seen hovers before me, so close that I could touch it. Then the water elemental crashes back into the river, and everything goes still. I smile, certain that I understand.
You're welcome.
Aw, that's cute. Ooh, who do we go with? Oh, we should probably end the episode. I mean, like we could do one of these and then end the episode because I like these to go around 30 minutes and my recording did go for like a minute or two, so we're only at like 25 minutes on the recording, so we're probably like 23 minutes in the episode, so we can afford to do one or two of these depending on how long they go. But yeah, I mean, we might as well just do these two. Game. I'm lazing around at the library, relaxing in one of the comfy chairs near the shelves when the door opens. 2 humans that I recognize walk in. Gwen leading Tommy by the hand. Of course, Jerby is floating above them. Jerby's like the cutest design ever. Like that could be like a Digimon, and I'd absolutely get it in any Digimon game. The 3 of them go right past me, and Gwen takes a seat at the empty table close by.
I'm gonna be right here. Remember not to go too far away, okay?
I love that these are voice acted. Like even like the what's like I guess like the smaller parts of the game, like not like the main story is like still voice acted. I do appreciate.
I know.
Smiling, Gwen kisses Tommy on the forehead, and he makes a grossed out face. Then she pulls out a pen and some papers and spreads them out on the desk, sighing as she starts to look over them. I watch as Tommy, accompanied by Jerby, looks around the kids section for a bit. He pulls a couple books off the shelves, but puts them away without opening them. Finally, he wanders over to the edge of the library and gets down on his hands and knees, crawling along the floor. I don't have anything better to do right now, so I go over to where he is as well. I nod to Gerby as I do.
What you doing?
Tommy startles at the sound of my voice, but then he holds up one finger to shush me.
You're not supposed to talk so loud. We're in a library.
Great, even kids are telling me off now.
I'm looking for spiders.
Why?
Though.
You weirdo? I hate spiders. Ew,
Spiders,
spiders,
huh?
ugh.
Why? 'Cause
No, they're
cool?
gross. Been playing a ton of Baldur's Gate 3 with my brother. He loves being a wild-shaped druid that just shifts into a spider constantly, and I hate it, especially when he talks to other spiders. Now that I think about it, he was trying to find bugs on it one of the first times I met him. I wonder if the one that I caught from him is doing okay. Probably not, if I'm being honest.
Are you collecting them? Yeah. Do you like bugs too?
No. Okay, cool. We're on the same
Really?
page.
They're okay though.
I've eaten a few when I had no other options, but I don't think he wants to hear that.
Nobody does except me. Everyone thinks they're
Yeah,
gross
that's
and
the truth. That's
creepy.
what they are. Yep, they're creepy and gross.
But you don't. That's why I like them. Wanna help me look?
I'm not very interested in catching spiders, but Juliet might count it as helping to clean up a bit.
Sure, why not? I think I know where some are. Whoa, really? Yeah. There's this one corner that's really dusty.
Now, here's this little towel, and here's some furniture polish. Now go crazy, kid. I'm sure if you wipe away all the dust, you'll find a spider under them. Jerby follows us as I take Tommy to the corner in question. Although Juliet keeps the library pretty clean, there are some spider webs and dirt between one of the shelves and the wall.
Wow, you were right! Gerby, come help me look!
Gerby floats down to Tommy's eye level.
Gerby's my friend. You can't see him, but he's here with us.
No, I can see him.
Cool.
I don't feel like explaining that I can in fact see him right now. Tommy closes one eye and peeks into the crevice looking for bugs.
Actually, Gerby's my only friend. I met him when I was looking for a beetle. He looks like a flower, but he's not.
Yeah. Gabe.
If I do
Thank
find
you.
any spiders, I have to get two so they're not alone. Especially if they're married. If they have any kids, then that would make their kids be really sad too.
Yeah, you're right. If you just kidnap their parents, that would make them pretty sad. I have to think that being taken away to be part of a collection would make them sad, but I keep that to myself. I crouch down to help Tommy look. There are some scraps of paper and a dusty pen on the ground, and plenty of spider webs above them. No spiders in them from what I can tell, though.
Do you know where else they are?
I don't want to take him too far away. Best to stay in the main part of the library.
Maybe up front?
If any come in through the door, they might have some set up close by. We go over there and start looking, with Tommy inspecting the floor and behind the furniture. I poke around as well, checking some of the corners. As I watch him crawl around, it's hard to imagine him getting into fights like I overheard his parents talking about. He seems like a nice enough kid.
Oh, found one!
Ew, stop it, Tommy. Stop. Tommy's kneeling down on the ground, pointing under a bookshelf. Both Gerby and I go over to see.
Look, see it?
Uh-huh.
I see it. Are you gonna catch it? Oops,
Oh, is it thick and
scary.
fat? Oh, those are the worst ones.
It could still be nice, but I don't know how to
With
reach
your
it.
hands, ya goober. Oh, whoa.
Maybe if we come back back later, it'll be easier to get.
I don't mean to keep hitting that, I'm sorry. Tommy spends a while hunting the rest of the library for more bugs, and I follow behind him for some of it. Eventually, Gwen straightens out all her papers over at her table, and then comes to collect Tommy.
Tommy, what are you doing down there? You're gonna get all dirty.
Looking for spiders. This lady was helping me.
Gwen notices me, and I wave.
I'm sorry. I hope you weren't too distracted.
Nah, don't worry, I live here.
Oh, that's convenient.
I don't know if Miho's response makes a whole lot of sense, though. I hope he wasn't distracting you. No, I just live here. But you're still helping him look around for spiders. That's what I meant by distraction. No, I'm fine. The two of us watch Tommy for a second, who still hasn't given up on the spider by the door. Gwen sighs.
Thanks for keeping him company. He doesn't have a whole lot of friends his age to play with.
Don't say that too loud for Tommy to hear.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to study for grad school and raise a kid and work a job and get a divorce all at once.
Wow, lady, don't trauma dump on me. I don't care. Get out of my library. I'm kidding.
Not that any of that's your problem.
Gwen tries to rub her eyes and ends up almost dropping the paper she's carrying. She kind of reminds me of Aspen. The way she seems like she's holding in a lot more than she's letting out.
That's okay. I don't mind.
By tomorrow, she won't remember telling me any of this stuff. So if saying it helps her to feel better, then it doesn't really bother me one way or another. With a tired smile, Gwen rearranges the things she's holding so that she has a free hand.
Come on, Tommy. We need to get going.
Fine.
Fine. Tommy looks under one last bookshelf and then finally stands up. Gwen leans down to dust off Tommy's knees and pants before taking his hand.
Thanks again. If you live here, I guess we'll probably see you around. I've got a lot of studying I need to do, so I'm sure we'll be back. Say bye, Tommy.
Bye! If you see any cool bugs, save them for me!
I will! Although you won't remember me, so I'll just be handing a random kid bugs in your perspective. Gerby waves goodbye to me as he floats out the door with the humans. I can't help but feel a little bad for Tommy and Gwen, and for Tommy's dad as well. It seems like both parents are doing their best, but Tommy has his own problems too. And without even trying, I know more about all of them than they're aware of. I have a feeling that won't change, especially if they're going to be back frequently, like Gwen said. Now that I'm on my own again, I return to the chair I was occupying before and settle down for a proper nap. Nice. Based. Hello, game? Hello? Yeah, I think with all that being... Oh, whoa! Alright, we only gotta do one thing? For some reason in my brain, I thought we gotta do two. So I thought we were gonna get to do both. Huh. Okay, but I guess that makes it even more sense. I guess it makes even more sense to end it there. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm super happy to be back. I know I've already said that before, but I hope that we can keep episodes churning out until the series ends. That is my ultimate goal, is to just keep going with this. I don't want to drop it again, because I love this, and I do want to get through it, especially since there are 2 routes. So yeah, with that all being said, I will see all you lovely, lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.